That was an absolutely exhausting game. Wyoming's a good football team. Coach Bowles done a really good job. It's always hard coming on the road, and keeping that momentum going. I thought our guys did a really good job. We've talked about it a lot over the last couple of weeks, starting fast, playing focus, and making plays. We made the switch at quarterback, and really, really proud of this guy to the left of me. He did a great job of leading us. It wasn't always pretty. Everything here, it's hard. I mean, that's part of building a program. You gotta go through the hards, and we've been through some of these overtimes and come up short. So to be able to come up and get this one against a really good team is a big deal for us. It's another brick in the building process, and it's one of those deals where, it's kind of funny. Sometimes it gets frustrating because, everyone's so quick to say, oh, what's happening? They don't really understand building and what you need to do to get a college football program moving in the right direction. And it's staying the course. It's not listening to the outside noise. It's keeping everybody on track. First play of the game, starting corner goes out, And then later on in the game, we lose one of our defensive ends. And then later on in the game, our kicker goes out. And all of a sudden, you got to make that with a backup kicker. But you know what? I got a great group of guys in that locker room, and they fight their tails off each and every game, and it doesn't always come up in our favor. So I'm really happy for them. I'm exhausted. I want to go to sleep. But for them, I hope they have a good night and enjoy it and not too much.
When everyone just has the craziness of all the numbers and everything,
yeah.
Can you talk about the ability to run for 401 yards? And in the past, when you have been less physical, you actually said that, but today you actually made a real message. You were the more physical team up front.
Well, we talked about that for 2 weeks, and we felt like to give this guy an opportunity to be able to sit back and throw the ball and make some plays, we're going to have to be able to run the football. When I look, and they're one of the better running teams, for our defense to hold them to 151, it's a big deal, and for us I just saw that 401 yards, that's a huge, huge deal to be able to run for 401 yards against a team like that. And again, it's just staying the course. It's going back to work. It's having a bye week and using it the right way and getting everybody fresh and healthy. And nobody, the whole year, no one's pointing fingers. No one's gotten down. They've all just kept believing and fighting, and they know what's coming. And obviously we all want it to happen a lot faster. But today's it's a big day.
And when you have a kid like who, I don't know if he's gotten lost in the depth chart or whatever, but for Campbell to show up today like he did, like last year was Lex and Axe, and this year he kind of went away with the freshman. Can you talk about him? Because he really stepped up.
Yeah, again, another guy we're proud of, and it just goes to show me it's easy for a guy like that to be down in the dumps and to not be able to come. And then all of a sudden you got Lex, and he was a lot more hurt than people thought. So he doesn't play today. And then you got Charles Williams, who's banged up, and you kind of saw that he had spurts and he's a little banged up. And so X knew he was going to get the rock today, and he did a great job with it. But you know what? That just shows the kind of character that these kids have, because it's real easy when you get into week 10 or whatever this is, to kind of not be there mentally because you haven't gotten the opportunities that you wanted. So for him to stay focused and go out and to play the way he did today, to break the tackles, get the hard yards, that just shows that, man, these guys are bought in and they're going to fight to the end.
How do you describe the emotional roller coaster of triple overtime game?
Your back starts to seize up, and we had the greatest false start penalty in the history of football. It was an emotional roller coaster. It's one of those deals where you're just trying to make one more play than they do. You know what I'm saying? And it was, it's tough. I'd rather not be in overtime.
Tell your team when after they go 97 yards in a minute and tie it on the last play of regulation.
Yeah, it's kind of a wild deal. It looked like we had a safety there, and I guess that wasn't. And then, we have the tip ball, and I wasn't sure. I guess they say he caught it. And then we have this pass interference down the corner that I really, I don't know. It's kind of, and then you get the last play of the game. They say we forced him out. You can't review that again. I'm like, yeah, okay, here we go. And it's, you got all these guys down. It seems like there's yellow flags flying all over the place, and adversity's hitting again. And we've been in these overtimes, and, we've always walked in with our heads down, So for us, it's just keep fighting, keep making plays. You look at a guy like Jericho Flowers in the game that he had, 3-4 weeks ago, he was a third string corner, and that's the kind of, it's like, hey, what do I got to do for the team? So then when Jackson goes down today, and we talked about dime package, Jericho is the next guy in on dime, so he's over there in the huddle getting ready to go on the football field. But you know what? Again, a testament to our guys, just keep fighting. Whatever you need to do to help this program move forward, these kids are all volunteers and ready to do it.
What happened to Pantel's?
He got a cramp, full body cramp. How a kicker gets that, I have no idea.
What, late in the fourth? Or
Huh?
in the fourth quarter?
I guess so.
So what can you say
hard-working
about
kicker.
What can you say about Bornand coming in and into that situation?
But you know what? He came in, and again, he's one of those deals where he gets thrown in, all of a sudden kicks the ball out of bounds, but he settles down, does some good things, bangs some really nice punts there, and then, it's crazy too. We get the false start to kind of throw him off a little bit, and he pushes it left, or hooks it a little left, and then for him to settle down and go ahead, move it back, and to drill that thing down the middle, that's a big, big deal.
Oh, he did miss the first one?
I thought so.
Oh, okay.
You've talked about progress each week now and setting goals. How significant do you think it is this late in the season to go into a place like Boise still with,
I think we're Boise's favorite team right now. Said I think we're Boise's favorite team right now. Puts them back in the mix.
And Mexico's, but
Yeah.
how important is it now this late season to still play?
Well, you know what? We just got to go. Again, we can't get too excited about this, starting tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? We need to be excited about it. It's a big deal for our program. But we got to settle down. We got to go back and look. I mean, again, Robert Jackson broke his wrist, so he's out. You had, oh, God. I'm not thinking right now. One of our DNs went down. Jake Phillips went down. Baldwin, jeez Louise, I'm tired. Baldwin goes down, so I don't know if he'll be back. Evans should be back. Lex, we'll see where he's at. So it's hard going into to play a team like that when you got a bunch of guys down. But we're going to find a way to regroup. We're going to have to game plan against it. I kind of like that it's a short week, so we can go ahead and just get going right away and jump out there. And hey, it's going to be a beautiful, Friday night in Boise, and we're excited to go play on the Smurf turf.
Kurt, this is your big chance, to prove yourself, and what can you say about how you performed up?
I'm definitely pleased how the game ended up. There were some mistakes out there, but overall, I think as an offense, we played a lot better than we have before. And I'm just going to continue to try to make the most of my opportunities I get. And it wasn't a perfect game, but it's a win, and that's all I was trying to do.
Yeah, and you had some good chemistry with Devontae, and then can you talk about the touchdown passes on the team?
Absolutely. Boyd's a great player, and having a playmaker like that, you just try to give him the ball any way you can. So he does a good job getting open for me, and the O-line was doing a good job giving me time to find him. And then in overtime, we had guys stepping up like Flowers, just finding a window there in the middle, and then Price made a big-time catch at the goal line. So those guys were stepping up for me, and I was just trying to give them the ball.
As a competitor, what's this like? Is this a dream scenario, going to triple overtime, matching yours?
I mean, I would have loved to win it in regulation, but a win's a win.
What about the heart of us fans?
Yeah, right?
Way to go.
Thank you.
When you think of someone like Boyd, he had 3 different quarterbacks, the injuries, obviously people have tried to take him away and let him down. So you're happy that he could break out like this? Because it must have been, a lot of things have happened to where out of his control, where his position probably wasn't what he thought.
It's been a tough year with the receiving corps. And the thing is, we've had situations with the quarterback spots, but they haven't really been helped out because, you got 3 of your top 4 guys down. These other guys are maturing. I think what you saw today was a guy like Jericho Flowers step up and make big plays. So all of a sudden, it's not just about one guy now. There's other options out there. Trevor Cantman had a nice catch. Price had some nice catches. I mean, guys were making plays out there, and it makes the defense play more honest. When it's just about one guy, it's kind of easy to cheat a safety over the top and do some different things. So I think with some of the other guys stepping up and making plays, it allowed Boyd to be more effective and then running the ball. And I thought one of the biggest plays in the game was after they returned that punt for a touchdown. I mean, it's just like, you got to be kidding me. And this guy just tucks it and goes. I mean, that was huge to get the lead right back.
Yeah, what can you say about the way Kurt played? And
He's a stud. I mean, he's just a trooper. I mean, at the end of the day, he did some really good things for us last year. Came in, helped us win the Cannon, did some really great things, and again, we're still trying to find ourselves. So to come into the year and he's got a partial tear in his bicep, partial tear in his, rotator cuff, losing the starting job, seeing Johnny go in, and then when we had an opportunity to make the next decision, it wasn't him. That can easily get a guy down. And I tell you what, man, he's what America and what football is all about. Guys that don't get down, guys that go to work, they don't make excuses, they don't point fingers, they show up every day, they punch in their time card, and they get paid at the end. And he got a big payday today.
is this one of the wildest wins you've been involved in? Is this the wildest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think it'll be open close?
That's a lot of points, and that was really, really long. So no, I'm glad. You know what? I'm thankful we came out on top. That's a heck of a win against, again, a good football team, and a lot of adversity. I mean, that was tough for the fans, right, and for us. So it was good. Good win for the Rebels.
There's no chance you thought you'd outscore your basketball team.
Well, I hear you. There you go. Well, they're playing good defense.
Well, in terms of building a program, where does a game like this rank? And just in terms of trying to get to where we need to go, and they're unbeaten in league play coming in.
Yeah. It's huge. I mean, I told the guys in the locker room, I said, every building starts with a bunch of bricks, and we just put another brick down into the building today, And it's a big deal. And the thing that I'm proud about is our guys never stop fighting. I mean, we don't always look 100% sharp. We're not always playing at our highest level, but we're learning to do that more consistently. And it'd be real easy when you're sitting there and you're 3-6 and people are kind of, what's going on and this and that. We know what's going on. Our kids just keep coming back to work. They keep giving themselves a fighting chance. And again, I'm proud of these guys because there's no distractions. They don't listen to the noise. They just keep working together. They care about each other. They care about this university. They care about the program. They care about the city. And they are fighting their guts out for it.
But did something happen at Lexington this week, or could,
Yeah.
he was a starter?
Yeah, well, we were hoping he could go. You know, I mean, we come in and, you know, he's carrying the ball a little bit on Tuesday, and Wednesday started getting hobbled a little bit. And by the time we got to Thursday, we realized he wasn't 100%. And it's just, you know, rather than just forcing him to go and, you know, kind of getting a little less ability out there, we figured to try to keep him healthy. So hopefully it works out for us in the long run. Well, obviously it did because other guys stepped up and played well.
That one McTyer with the interception.
That was huge. I mean, that was huge. I mean, they made so many big plays in the passing game. You know, obviously that's an area we got to improve in. You know, I mean, we're putting the guys in position to make plays. We got to make more plays, though. You know, so for him to come up and make that pick, and he made another pick early in regulation that was huge too. So proud of him. He did a really good job tonight.
Take us through that last pick.
Well, it was a play that we practiced all week. Coaches did a great job of putting together a good game plan for us, and then it was just on us to make the plays. And fortunately, we did. So once I broke on the ball, I looked, the ball was there, kind of bobbled a little bit, but then I came down with it, and then that was pretty much it.
Does it feel like one defensive play is going to make a difference in a game that had 135 points?
Because one of the goals this week was for us to make plays, and then that's what we had to do. So we knew coming into this game that we had to step up and make plays, and that's what we did.
What's you guys' emotions like on defense going into overtime after they go on that 97-yard drive?
Well, we still knew that we still had a lot of football left, so we kind of just have to step up and just make plays and get stops so our offense can get back on the field and score touchdowns or get a field goal to win a game.
You ever been part of a game like that?
I've never been part of a game like that. It's a good experience.
What's it like, the emotions, going through all that?
Well, it's like it's good because you see like the team coming together. So I think that's good for us. You know, we needed that.
What does it say about the team when they're 5-0 coming in here? They hadn't lost a conference game. You guys beat them. What does it tell you about the program in terms of Tony trying to get this thing to work?
Well, it just tells you how good of a job Coach Sanchez is and how in the direction he's taking his football team. So I think it's a good job.
Just one quick question about next week, because you're going to see Ripper, who's going to throw the football a lot. So as the DBs as a unit, how much does something like this, does it carry over at all in terms of how you guys come into Friday and Boise?
Well, it definitely carries over, but like I said before, we still got a 24-hour rule, and then we'll get started on them tomorrow, and then see how that goes.
Tell me why it's a good win for the program.
I mean, it's a good win for the program because a lot of people didn't believe that we were capable of winning, and then we just proved people wrong that that we could come out and win this game, especially considering that they're undefeated in the Mountain West Conference. So it was a great win for us.
A little bit about that. You come in here and play well.
Okay, it's basically he just say stay hungry and keep fighting. You never know what's gonna happen. So next man up, one might go down and get injured. Anything could happen. So Lex went down, and all the other running backs had to step up. So we had to make something work. So
401 yards rushing on this team. Could you ever imagine that?
it's unbelievable. But we do it in practice all the time. We automatic go all the time in practice. It's finished even 15 yards after the play. So that's pretty much it.
What does a game like this, a win like this, mean to a program that had beaten a Wyoming team that hadn't lost in conference play yet? Just in terms of like trying to establish and build and take put some stepping stones together.
It is. It's great because we worked hard and we know that we put in the work to be winning. So when you do that and do those things to work hard, it comes at great times.
Xzaviar, this is your first significant action since the season opener. How sweet was it? How frustrating was it to sit out, and how sweet to contribute to a big win?
With sitting out, I had to mature more. So it made me become even more humble and mature and encourage the other running backs to keep going, to work even harder. Even though they're playing before me, I was still in practice. Keep going, let's fight. We need this. I was being a great teammate, and they was being a great teammate to me too.
What was it like watching them tie the game at the end of regulation? What seemed like you guys had it there? Was that tough to see?
I mean, it was tough, but we had faith. I knew that we was gonna come out at the end and finish, because that's all we can practice. Finish, start fast, finish.
You've been in Texas high school football. You see probably a lot of shootouts.
Yes.
Part of anything like that?
Yes, I have. I was in one in high school, but it was a great game. That's all I can say. They're a great team. They're a great team. It was a good game.
What was the score of that one?
What'd you say?
What was the score of the crazy one in high school?
Oh, I say 68 to 67. So Yeah.
But what were your emotions like in overtime when it's back and forth the whole time?
I was like, man, we have to do this. We got to win. We have to. It was like I can't lose. I can't. So I wasn't going home without a dub.
Say about the way Kurt Palandech played.
Oh, Kurt Palandech was unbelievable. He's easy to work with and everything. I talked to him in the game, during the game, after the plays, and he was like, yeah, X, if you open, I got you. And then I talked to him, like, that was open, and he's understandable and easy to work with.
Yeah, what's he like in the huddle?
He's a leader. He sees things, and what he don't see, I tell him, and we just work together.
Felt great and happy and thankful for the opportunity Coach gave me, and I wanted to make the most of it, and our team put us in the right situation at the right time, and we finished strong.
Pretty unusual, though, for a kicker to come in a relief duty like that. And is this something that you thought could happen?
I never thought it could happen, and I was watching Evan out there, and I was like, go, and then next thing I know, he's down and get called up, and I didn't even know what was going on, really.
Yeah, the first kick you kicked out of bounds, but then you came back with a clutch punt down on the 3, and then with the game winner.
Yeah, that was great, and it's my fault on that kickoff, and I'll have to work on that next week. And
made up for that.
Thank you, and but yeah, got a lot of work to do, and keep finishing out this season strong.
Now, did you miss the first attempt at overtime?
I'm not sure. I really didn't look, and I just saw the flag, and I was thankful for that, and we scooted back and had another opportunity at it.
Did that flag give you a chance to reset and kind of?
Yeah, kind of neutralize and kind of get my thoughts right and just focus in, and it really helped.
Take us through, you see it go through the uprights and the team mobs you. What's that feeling like?
I can't describe it. I think it's the best feeling in the world just to know you won with your brothers and everyone's happy, the coaches are happy, the team's happy, and it's just a moment that I'll never forget.
You came here not as a special teams guy. Have you ever punted in a game before? Because even when you were kicking last year, you weren't punting.
No, I didn't punt last year. I punted my freshman or sophomore year once or twice, and that's the last I've punted, and so since now.
So that was your first punt and first field goal attempt of the season?
Yes, it was.